So now that we got all the hardware connected for the Raspberry Pi and connected to our network via Ethernet cable, like you see in this picture, we can now boot up the Raspiblitz, and it's basically just powering it on. Now I'm going to do something a little bit different. The this build of the Raspberry Blitz does have SSH enabled, and SSH is basically a way that we can remote into the command line interface of the Raspberry Pi. So I'm going to do that by first going to download this SSH client called Putty. And if you go to the website putty.org, you can see here, and you can click download. And then I'm going to get the 64-bit version because my Windows is 64-bit. And then while that's downloading, give it a couple seconds. Once it's done, you can double click on the file and run it. And let me pull it to my screen here. Over here, just click next, next, install. And then if you get prompted, hit yes. And then you can uncheck the README and then click finish. And the other tool we'll need is this advanced IP scanner. So when the Raspberry Pi is connected to your network, we need to find out the IP address. Now, if you have the screen, as in this article here, let me pull this up a bit. It will give you the IP address, but if you don't have the screen attached, so let's say for instance you didn't get the whole setup with the screen, you can use a tool like this advanced IP scanner to find the Raspberry Pi on your network. So I'm going to click the free download and wait a bit, and then when it's done, I'm going to double click on it to install, and you will be prompted with this. Click OK. I'm going to select install and just click next, accept, and install. You should be prompted again, and if you are, just click yes. And then we're going to run it. So here is the advanced IP scanner. It has your local subnet on your local network. We're just going to click scan to see all the devices here. And what we're doing is we're looking for Raspberry Pi. Now I have a lot of devices on my network, so it might take a while for it to scan. So let me just pause this video. So the scan is done, and this is what we're looking for over here. You see here it says manufacturer Raspberry Pi Foundation. So this is the IP that we're looking for to SSH into. So 192.168.86.169. So I'm going to launch Putty. Let me close this. And I'm going to launch Putty. If you go to your start menu, you should see Putty. You should also see a shortcut, I believe, on your desktop. But if not, you can just type Putty in the search and launch it. And let me pull it over here. Moment. Okay, so we can close out these sites or push them to the side here. Okay, for Putty, we're going to input the IP address. And then I'm going to click on open. And you will get prompted with this message, and all you do is just click yes. And let me pull the Putty window here, and then here you can log in. So just following the article, the user password is user admin will be, user name is admin, and password is Raspiblitz. There you go. Okay, so we are prompted with this option whether we want to set up a Bitcoin and Lightning node, which is by default, or just a Lightning, Litecoin, and Lightning. So in this tutorial, we're going to be doing Bitcoin and Lightning node. So let's just hit enter, and then we're gonna enter. We gotta put it in the name of this new Raspiblitz. So let's think of a name here. I'm gonna call it Raspiblitz 01, and hit enter. And choose now 4 new passwords. So I'm gonna get 4 passwords. I'm gonna pause the video while I get the 4 passwords and then be right back. So these are the 4 passwords they're asking for. The first one is a new SSH password. So right now it has that default that Raspiblitz password. So you're changing that master user password. So the next one is your RPC password, and that's basically for the Bitcoin node. And next you'll have the Lightning node wallet password, Lightning node seed password. It does say in the tutorial that these won't be asked for till later, but it's good to have a little file to keep them handy and get it going. So let me get through this part. I'm going to hit OK. Enter my password. Hit OK. Enter our RPC password. Hit enter. Hit enter. So in the next part of our video, we'll be finishing up all this will be done installing, and then we're going to go into getting the blockchain onto our hard drive, and it's going to be this part of the article that we're going to be going over. Anyway, thank you for watching.